All right. Welcome to another edition of the Session Talk Show. And I'm your master of ceremonies for this evening, Jonathan Coleman of the Media Blast PR. And with us tonight, we have one of the top aggregators here in the Southeast. She has many films on Tubi. She's a filmmaker, screenwriter, producer, aggregator, one of the, a major figure in the independent film world here in the Southeast. She has films on Tubi, other streaming platforms, but she's going to talk about it herself. But in addition to talking about her films, what we're really going to get into, what we're really going to talk about is the business itself, because Iesha can help you all out. For any of you filmmakers out there that want to get your films in the hands of distributors, get them into the right hands so you can get on these platforms. Iesha Brown is the person to talk to. So we're going to bring her on, and she's going to tell you how to do that. All right. Iesha Brown.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Now, before we get into the, releasing the information and telling people how they can get their films on, well, I know you're not going to give away all the secrets. We're just going to, reel them in. Because when I put the session with you, that's when they get the real deal. Yes. So before we get into that, I want you to introduce yourself properly and tell the people what you do and what you got going on.
Okay, well, look, I appreciate that introduction you just did, but my name is Iesha Brown, the director. I say that because there's another Iesha Brown. Shout out to the other Iesha. So, and I'm a director, a writer, producer, aggregator. Um, I act as well. Um, and basically, a filmmaker, all around filmmaker. Um, and I'm just happy to be able to do something that I love to do, something that I started doing when money wasn't even in the equation.
Yourself
So
properly. And
so yeah, so I'm just all around filmmaker. I do it all. I wear a lot of hats.
oh yes, you're a queen with many crowns.
That's right.
Yes. Now I know you've told your origin story on many platforms. You started off as an author, and it went from there. But yeah, tell this audience as well. You could briefly let them know how you got into it. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I started, I went back to hip hop. I'm not going to even do that to you all today. That's the very beginning of hip hop is where I started. Before hip hop it was me. But we're
Definitely.
gonna just move into the book game. I come out of the book game, I think like 2005. I started writing books. And then I learned how to self-publish. Um, Shout out to Relentless Aaron because I bought his book, and the book told you how step by step how to publish yourself, how to self publish. So I followed it to a T. The next thing I know, I had my publishing company out of the blue publishing, and then I did that for a while, but then I started merging with other people, and we published so many people, so many. I don't even know, hundreds, thousands. Um, and so from there, I wanted to start just adapting my screenplays. Or well, I took my books and I turned them into screenplays,
Oh yeah.
because the way you write a book and the way you write a film is two different. So I took the book, adapted it into screenplays, and then I started shooting them because it
Ah,
got. I used to sell books, and it started getting to a point where people were more visual. If people start the book, they started like dying a little bit. People,
and telling people what you.
I know people that are still doing books that are doing well, but books are not doing as well as they used to do. They used to be very popular. I used to sell books and write them, and I saw that change. I saw it. It
So
started going to from books to movies. I saw that change. So I wanted to be a part of that shift, so I started writing the screenplays to the books. I don't even know, 100 sell books and write them. And I saw that change. I saw it.
Oh, hold on. Say it again. I think we had like a delay. Um, oh yeah. So you said, yeah, people don't really. Are you froze? Oh no, you're not.
No, I mean,
Yes, definitely, definitely. So yeah, people don't. Yeah, they stop reading, and
mhm.
they just want to see stuff now. Because I guess you can't really blame. Well, I guess you can kind of blame it on the internet a little bit too, because people
Yeah,
are getting on their phones. They're seeing, and not just their attention spans, but it's kind of like uh, back then. The way to get information and the way to really tap into somebody's imagination, you had to read about it.
yeah, yeah.
Now it's films everywhere. There's short clips, reels, all type of streaming platforms. It's like content is everywhere. So
Hmm.
books don't really do it for a lot of people, even people who are avid readers. But yeah, with that being said, although we just talked about books not doing too well, now you wrote fiction books, but would you ever consider writing more of an informational book about the business itself for people that want it? Because I do see nonfiction, they still kind of do well because people still
Yeah,
want information.
yeah.
Yes.
Hmm. I would do that. I did do one autobiography. I wrote the autobiography for one of the first female, MCs, and so I did do that. And I would do books to show, how to do something. Like how when I went to when I ran into that author and he told me, look, I got a book that teaches you how to self-publish. So I would do a lot. I would do stuff like that. I'm not. I think those do good, but I'm talking about the books that are like movies now.
Hmm.
Those people, books, they still have an audience, but it's nowhere near as big as that's the fiction. But like you said, nonfiction I think still does well. Self-help books and stuff like that.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. Oh yes, oh because you have a lot of information to give as far as the film industry. So
yeah,
I could see it doing pretty well, especially among your audience, the Tubi takeover. I know they'll eat it up.
yeah, yeah. I believe so.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love that group. It's
Yes,
growing too. Thank you to you. That group is growing.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. We're gonna keep it going. We're definitely gonna build that group even more.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
so for people that are not a part of the Tubi takeover yet, what would you like to tell them about the group so they can go ahead and join it?
Definitely join the group because not only me, it's a lot of people in that group. From filmmakers to producers, directors, music people. People that do music, producers. They produce beats. They make tracks. They do soundtracks. I mean, everybody is in that group.
Yes.
In the industry. So I would say if you're creative in any fashion or form, definitely join the To Be Takeover group on Facebook because if you're an actor and you want to get in, you don't know how to get in, they post when they doing casting calls. I post mine. A lot of my partner that I wrote a couple of movies with, Blunt. Her name is Blunt. Shout out to her. She is in there. She posts hers. So it's definitely a way to get your foot in the door and network with like-minded people.
Oh
So
yeah.
make sure y'all join that To Be Takeover group on Facebook.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm in there too. So
And this man right here is in
yeah,
there too. You
yes,
definitely want to
yes.
know him. He's definitely a man to know for
D-
sure.
definitely, definitely, definitely. Now, now before we get into the informational part of it, is there anything you have coming up? I know you have you got some stuff in pre-production, right? You about to shoot a film at the end of this summer,
Hmm.
correct? What's going on right now? Like with you?
Right now, I'm because I go to school. I go to a school called SCAD, which is a very good art school slash film school, one of the best in the country. I go there and it just ended at the end of May. So I'm kind of like, because that school ain't no joke.
Mm.
Uh, so I'm learning, lighting and, I already knew how to shoot, but I'm really learning how to edit, do sound design, and I can do all that stuff now.
Yes.
But so I'm taking a little break, but I'm going back into production. So right now I was just writing scripts. So just writing scripts because I plan on. I wanted to shoot 5 over the summer, but I don't know if it's going to be able to be over the summer. But I know I'll be able to get at least 2, 3 in there this summer. So the first one up is going to be at the end of July. We're
Definitely.
shooting that, and I pretty much got it casted. I'm getting ready to put it out to the public because I do need some more roles to be filled. But like the main roles, I already like booked those people already. I already cast them. So now I'm gonna look for. I need some supporting roles now, and I'm
Okay.
gonna put that out. Hmm.
Definitely, definitely. So for anybody that's looking to do a supporting role, get at Iesha. You can get at me, and I can make that connection for you. And definitely shout out to Auntie Chris. Yes, Auntie Chris. We definitely got to get you on her show too, Iesha, because Auntie
Okay.
she does a show as well. She talks to various people, and so yeah, she's a good connect to have. She's down in Florida.
Okay.
Yes, yes, definitely. Thank you for joining us, Auntie Chris. Yes, yes. Now, with the film school, um, I mean, the classes you were taking,
Hmm.
it taught you more about like producing your films a little tighter, right? Or
Yeah.
did it teach you anything about the business in general, or did you acquire knowledge in other ways to get the general film industry knowledge?
I think I got the knowledge. I didn't get any classes yet. um, with the business of film. But because I've been doing film since like 2014, I learned, so when I went to this school, some people even asked me, wow, you're doing all this, you're doing that. I mean, a lot of people in that school asked me, and I'm impressed with these guys, but they're like, wow. I mean, like, what are you doing here? You got all this behind you, but that's just it. I'm here to take myself further, um, to because I was just doing things I didn't know how to do it really, and I was
Hmm.
just learning along the way, and but I didn't let the fact that I didn't know stop me. So the school to me really answered those questions like why you do this, why you hold the camera like that, what is this and what is, because I didn't know the names of those things. I was just doing them. So
Yeah.
that's what it does for me. And Yeah, and so I'm learning. So the business part, I learned it because I've been doing it for a while, you know, and that's how I learned the business part of it.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Now, from what you've been doing, what comes easier to you, the creation part or the business part?
Um, that's a good question. I think the business part comes easy for me because easier for me because I don't know. Once I learned the game, I call it a game, just like the book game.
Yeah.
Once I learned it, um, it's almost like a no brainer. But I think all this stuff comes back because remember I told you I used to be in the hip hop game back in
Mhm.
the days, and that was a business. All of these are businesses, and you gotta you gotta treat it like such. These are businesses, so um, it's easier for me to navigate, I guess, because coming from hip hop, coming from the books, now in the film, it's the same to me. They're different. They're different. Not even genres, but they're different. Well, yeah, they're different. This is music. This hip hop is more broad, but then you got the books, and then you got film, but it's the same mindset.
Yes.
Business mindset is the same across the board. So one, the other. You got to do a minor shift. That's it.
Oh, oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now getting back to let's take it back a little bit before we get deep back into the business part of it.
Okay.
Go back to hip hop. Who are your favorite MCs coming up?
Um, well, like I said, okay, so when I started, right, when I started in the beginning, there were no rap records out, none of that. We were all called MCs. I was an MC myself. So like I said, I was in the beginning before all of them that's out.
Mhm.
I was before them. So I really the people that I admired were the ones that were in circles like
Your
like
peers.
say uh Grandmaster Flash and the Treacherous Three and just all of these people like that. That's I come from that. And
Yeah.
then you had people like underground people that was really doing it. They weren't, I was a part of a crew, the Monterey crew. They really wasn't, they were like solo people that was in that knew them, you know, they knew
Mhm.
them. It was a lot of, so those were the people that I kind of um not looked up to, but those were like my peers,
Yes.
you know. And I think we all motivated each other because back then when we said a rhyme, it was sort of like your rhyme, and I just put my spin on it, and everybody just that's how they did it, you
Yeah.
know. Different from now, but then now that so now that hip hop is where it is and what it is, it's I like people like Cardi B. I like Jadakiss. To me, is one of the best rappers, lyricists, MCs to me, Jadakiss. But I like Cardi B. I like Remy. I like Jadakiss. I like Jay Z. I like Jay Z, I guess, but I like Jadakiss is my number one. Big L used to be my favorite, but he got killed. So,
Yes.
but yeah. So those are my people that I like.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to the DITC crew. Big L was a part of that. And
Yeah, digging in the crates.
yes, yes. OC gave me one of my first interviews way back in the day. So definitely shout out to OC.
Oh yeah, he was with. Yeah, wow. Go ahead, Jonathan. You going back on me?
Yeah. Yeah, I go back. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I like OC. OC was with I think Wild Pitch Records. I think that's the name of it. That he
Yes.
was with. Yeah, and he had some hits. Yeah, he was dope. Yeah,
Yes.
that's the era. That's my favorite era. Right in that era, right there.
Yeah, that boom bap, like whereas it's still that traditional golden era hip hop, but it's
Hmm.
also like transitioning to mainstream.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Speaking of Jada, and speaking of the DITC crew, you ever check out that the podcast Jadakiss and Fat Joe's? Uh,
Yeah, I see it from time to time. Yeah, I like it though.
yeah, Fat Joe. Yeah, he's something. Yeah.
I
Now,
grew up on the same. Well, I didn't grow, but I moved to another section, but when I was maybe from like Head Start to maybe like second or third grade, I was living on the same block, like right around the corner from Fat Joe,
ah,
in the Bronx on Caldwell Avenue. He was on Trinity. They right around the corner from each other. But yeah,
okay, yeah, small world. That's yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Now, you ever? I mean, you might have already done it. Have you casted any hip hop figures in your films, or would you consider the ones that can act? I guess.
Yeah, I definitely would consider. Now, when I first started out with the last re-up, I had a lot of, like I'm gonna say, I had a lot of MCs, had a lot of artists. They would do the soundtrack. Um, they're not known in our area, known in the Bronx, known in New York City, but not nationally known. I haven't. Let me see. I haven't, but I definitely would. Um, but when I started, like I said in the beginning, I did have a lot of MCs in the film acting. Matter of fact, uh, shout out to 21 that plays all of the lead characters. He played Bishop Bling. He's raps and he does music. He's really good. He does for like the last week of the series. He did the whole soundtrack. All of the songs is his. Yeah. So he's really good, really good. He's a
Nice.
dope artist. But yeah, but I'm definitely open to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Maybe you can make that happen, Jonathan. I can't put nothing past you. So yeah, I'm definitely open.
definitely. Okay, well, yeah, I'll work some magic. So yeah, definitely. Definitely shout out to we got some people in the comments. Shout out to Brent. Yes, he also has he has a streaming platform as well, and he has some I think he does distribution as well. He's a member of Blacktopia. Shout out to the Blacktopians. Brent, post your website and information in the comments section too, and your platform. Because you guys can make that connection. She could get you some more business and vice versa. However, y'all can make that happen.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Now, I want to ask some more hip hop stuff before we get on to the streaming stuff. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a question. Dang, it'll come back to me.
Okay.
But about the streaming platforms now I know when you start doing the seminars, we're doing some virtual seminars in the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
You'll get more in depth with that, and also
Yeah.
y'all the session too if you want to get more in depth with that. But I want to ask this: what streaming platforms do you just shop it to various streaming platforms, or do you have like a set of platforms that you have under your belt that you automatically just hit up? Like when somebody comes to you with their film.
Well, I have the one I've been pushing lately, 3140 TV. Um, that's a new platform. It's brand new, and they launch August, I believe.
Hmm.
So I definitely specifically push them, but then the others are distributors. Distributors that get you to, say the Tubies and all the other platforms.
Ah,
But I see 3140 TV as giving, independent filmmakers, people that really don't know how to get their stuff out a platform, not just like, cause say for Tubi and maybe Amazon, it's kind of limited. You got to have a feature film. You got to have something like that. It can't be a podcast or like a talk show or a music video. They're not taking any of those, and that's what I like about 3140 TV. They're taking all of those things.
oh yeah.
They're taking verticals. They're taking. I don't think Tubi is taking those things right. They're not taking that.
Oh
So
yeah.
I like that they're giving people opportunities, you know. So that's why. So I right now they're the only platform that I'm working directly with. The other ones are distributors. I
Okay.
work with a lot of distributors, yeah, that um, can get you to the Tubi, the Netflix, the Hulu's, the Amazon, and all of those platforms.
Definitely, definitely. Now, is there any success story that you'd like to talk about with any of the films that you helped get to any of the platforms?
Um, well, I can talk about my film
Okay,
that
okay.
I helped.
Hey, that still counts. Yeah.
Because that film, the first film, it actually it went viral and it did 9 million minutes watch, and then people don't understand that's like 9 million. It's like this the clicks that the people actually clicked on the movie
Mhm.
to watch the movie, and they actually watched it. And so that's big, but it's not 9 million, but it's like hundreds of thousands when you break it down. But that would be the biggest success story. But I have people that I'm working with that I got them deals, and I think bigger deals are coming from the deal they got because their content and their film is so top notch that they're catapulting to another level. Their film is just that good
Yes.
that right now they're looking at other opportunities with like some of the bigger platforms.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm kind of tight-lipped with it,
Oh,
but I'm just saying a little bit of it. But yeah, so I do have a couple of clients that I got them distribution that we now looking um to bring it to bigger platforms and bigger deals.
oh yeah, because I know some of that stuff you can't talk about and sign documents is you got to keep it on the hush.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that.
Mhm.
Yes, okay, okay, yeah, because a lot of times I guess when they get to something like a Tubi and they might like the producer or the director, like a even bigger platform like a Hulu, it might
Mhm.
work out some deals and stuff.
Yes.
I
Mhm.
yeah, I heard that's how some people get on like stuff like Peacock and Lifetime is taking Tubi movies too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Those are called licensing deals, and those are different from when you see the movies on, say, like Tubi. Just when you see it on Tubi, that's different from like say a Tubi original or a Netflix or a Lifetime. All of those are licensing deals, and
Ah,
that's a whole different avenue.
oh yes, oh yes. But I know you're gonna get more into it when we do the seminars.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Shout out to Brent again. We are a starting place for content creators. Us too. 80/20 payouts per credit card swipe. Okay, yeah. So he's yeah, discussing that. So yeah, definitely get up with Aisha. I tagged her in the post. So I definitely think you two can connect and talk some business.
Okay.
Like going.
Yeah.
And I know you had Zobo on your platform, comedian Zobo. Probably it was a while back, I believe. He has King's Castle Entertainment. He has
He has movies, right? Does he have movies?
yes, he has
Yeah.
church sessions on Tubi and Debit Card Life Matters. He produced those two films.
Yeah, yeah. I like it. Was it? Is it him and his wife?
Yeah, him and his wife. Yes,
Yeah, yeah. I like them.
yes, yes, absolutely. Now I shouted him out because he has a platform now, the KCE TV app.
Okay.
That's available on Google Play, Apple, all the different places where you can download your apps.
Right.
I believe the two of you could make something happen as well. You
Yeah.
know, getting them some content and doing some type of split agreement. Um, and that's good too. Like you said about the platform that you named that you get stuff to,
Yeah.
because a lot of those like even like those Roku channels and stuff
Mhm.
they're accepting like the short films
Right.
and the music videos stuff like that where a lot
Yeah.
of the Tubi's not taking them.
Right.
Yes, yes. Now, is there any film that you wouldn't shop? Like if somebody, I mean, like what would be a hard no for you?
Because like the platforms are getting strict now. When I started, I got in at the right time because like I didn't know what I was doing, and I filmed it anyway. And quality wasn't the best. That was then. Now they're not really. It's harder. It's harder to get it on Tubi now. Even though I watch and sometimes I may be watching with other people and they say, "Well, look, how did this get by?" They did get strict. So I would say, for me, what I look for is I look for the quality. I listen to the audio. Audio is a big part of it now. Very, very big part of it. I listen to the audio, and so I look audio, the visual quality, and then the story is last. So I look at that because I know what does good on especially Tubi. I know what that audience likes. So if it's a story, you don't want to tell people what to do. It's up to you. But I could just tell you, well, because I've had people send me things that it's not a good fit. That's the right word. And I tell
Yes.
them, you know what, it's not a good fit for Tubi because yours is say yours is what's that thing like say like Pam Grier and that kind of what's that type of what is that called
The
again?
exploitation type.
Yeah, yours is that. That's not a, in my opinion, that's not a good fit.
Mhm. Yeah.
You might try another platform. I'm just using it I'm just using this as an example.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what they're looking for, and I know what is a good fit. So if it's something, I'll try to steer 'em. I just won't. It's no, and then but I'll try to point them in the right direction.
Definitely,
You
definitely.
know, yeah. But so things that's not really, it's not really popular with the Tubi audience. I kind of steer people away, or I just tell them this is now. You just there's other platforms, uh, but right now Tubi was paying the best. I said was because it kind of shifted.
Yes.
So if you want to go on the one that's paying the most at the moment, then you might have to change up some things to make your movie something that will be a good fit for them.
Mm.
So, but yeah, those are things I look at: the audio, the visual, and the story, and if it's going to be a good fit
Oh yeah.
before I take it on and pass it.
Okay, okay. So for everybody that has a film that's listening to that, definitely, Aisha, she'll tell you the parameters and the requirements and what works and what doesn't. So definitely hit her up. Um, Now, and I also said this on another podcast that like when people are looking at the Tubi films, they'll go, "How did this get? Oh, how did this get?" Or they'll know a film that got rejected, but then they'll say this. But the thing about like a lot of these streaming platforms, not just Tubi, some of those bad movies they actually hit the requirements. They
Yeah,
get sound right, they got the right like high definition.
yeah,
That the script, the acting might be bad, the
hmm,
script might be terrible, but they check off all the important boxes.
yeah,
Meanwhile, you have a film that's really well written, got some great actors in it, great performances, getting rejected because the sound is too low or too high in certain areas, or
right.
it wasn't engineered properly, or the lighting is bad in a lot
Hmm.
of scenes. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people they'll take quality of the production over the quality of the art. You know.
Yeah, that's for sure. And they'll take quality over the production, over the story, because
Yes.
it could be everything could be perfect, like the story. I mean, not the story, the visual, the audio, the lighting, the acting, all of that's perfect, but the story itself is not that good. It's not holding people's attention,
Yes.
you know. But they'll take it because of the quality.
Mm-hmm.
And then but people that's at home and they looking at the movies, I always got to give credit to everybody who has a movie to
Yes.
even get on the platform, because a lot of people, some people that's not can't even make it that far. you know
Absolutely.
they'll put out, oh, sorry, they'll put out stuff, and they because I've met a lot of people even here now that I'm in Georgia. I meet people that tell me, wow, I've worked with a lot of people, and the stuff never saw light. Never came out. And I'm
Mm.
like, really? They're like, yeah. Even in New York, they should tell me the same thing. Said, you one of the ones that I've worked with that you put all these movies out, and I've worked with people that it just never came out,
Mm.
never. And I just can't believe that. I said, seriously? Then I
Yeah.
get down here and it's the same. They telling me the same thing. It's like, wow. I just don't understand how you go through the motions. There's a lot of work that you put into this. You
Yeah.
know, if I start it, I'm gonna finish it. That's for sure.
Now, now they're telling you it got shelved because they didn't complete the project, or it got shelved because they got with the wrong people and it didn't you know go anywhere.
Yeah, they just saying it like it never came out.
Oh.
They filmed it and then then they don't know what happened. The
Mm.
person never put it out. So I don't know if it was at the end they didn't have enough money to finish it, or they couldn't get distribution, or whatever it was, but they just never finished it. And I'm starting to hear that more and more often now, and I just don't understand how that happens. But that's come. A lot of people think doing films is easy, and it's not. It's a lot of stuff to put it together. Um, Produce the movie and put it together so that when they see it, it's like, wow. But you don't know that. So even if a movie looked bad to you, it still was a lot of work and effort put into it to make it, to put everybody together and to get everything together
Mm-hmm.
to flow is a lot of work. It really is.
What will you say is the hardest part about putting the film together for the people that want to make films?
Getting everything together is it, because you got to get location, you got to get the cast, you got to get the crew, you got to get so everything, putting everything together and make it like this is not easy. The hardest part, I think, is coming up with a schedule and keeping it. That's the hardest part. Like say, okay, all right, everybody, we going in production. I'm just saying any date. We going in production July 1st through the 6th. Saying that, doing it, keeping it, following it all the way through to the 6th, and then wrapping, and then that. So the pre-production is the planning part. That might be the hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
The pre-production, putting everything together, because that has to be together in order to go into production.
Yes.
If pre-production is like that, the production is going to be like that.
Mm.
So yeah, that's the hardest part. And then production, when you actually filming, and then post is when you editing and all that stuff. So yeah, I would say pre-production is the hardest part.
Mm. Okay. Pre-production is the hardest part. All the planning and putting all that together.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Definitely shout out to Samuel Leon, who's checking this out. He's a recording artist and producer, checking us out on YouTube. For everybody that's streaming on YouTube, click the like button so we can come up in the algorithm. There's different ways to check out the show. We're on YouTube right now. We're on Twitch, and we're also on Facebook, of course. So definitely, y'all click that like button. Connect with Iesha. Speaking of connecting with Iesha, he said agreed. Yeah, yes. But before that, yes, she does. Iesha Brown, check her out. You can go on my page and check it out. I'll actually tag y'all together. I believe I did that in one of the other posts, but I'll tag y'all. Y'all definitely should meet, but definitely follow her and also go to the Tubi Takeover. The Tubi Takeover Facebook group. Look that up on Facebook. Definitely join it.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. If you all have any questions, uh, definitely feel free to pop them over here. I know she'll answer, but if you want to know the real, you got to book a session.
That's right.
Yes.
I'm just gonna step over here and turn on the light. It's getting a little dark in here now.
Definitely, absolutely. Oh yes. Okay. It's my pleasure, Brent. So yes. So yeah. So are there any horror stories from people that you've worked with that you'd like to share? I mean, you don't have to put their name or anything out there, but any kind of horror stories on the business end that you would like to share, and how they kind of came out of it, or even horror stories of your own. Something that just like dang, that was a big blow, but you bounced back from it. What?
Well, I'm starting to hear a lot of stuff like, people new into this business, and like I said, it's a business. Everybody call it show business. People hear the show part, film business, and they forget about that part. But I'm hearing horror stories where, like I might hire you to, you know, film and produce my movie, but maybe you're not qualified or whatever, or maybe you are, but it just doesn't go right. And then um, at the end, or you may film the whole thing, and then when it comes to, you don't give me my hard drive with the film on it.
Mm.
I paid you. You still. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of horror stories like that. I experienced something similar to that when I paid some people in a different state to do one of my first movies, and I paid him up front. I'm only gonna pay people up front like that. I need either I can give you a deposit and you get the rest when you finish, but I don't recommend you ever paying anybody up front for anything. Because once they got the money, what's the motivation to do it?
Yeah.
you know? So that's what happened to me. I gave the money The and he kept everything. He kept
Mm.
the film, and he never edited it, and he never did anything to it, and he kept my hard drive, which hard drives and people that do films, they know what I'm talking about. It went up. Hard drives are very expensive right now.
Yes.
We talking about like $1,000 for like a terabyte
Mm.
for those SSD cards and all that. So at the time, I had a one that was like 8 or 10 terabytes, and it wasn't this much now. I can't even imagine how much a 10 terabyte would cost right now. If
Mm.
1 terabyte is 1,000, this is you're talking a lot of money, thousands of dollars. And so he kept my thing, and he kept, and I learned, and now I'm down here. I'm hearing those people telling me this they having similar stories.
Mm.
And it even happened to me down here. Same thing. I paid some people to color grade, and they didn't do it. I don't know
Mm.
if they could do it, but they kept my money, and I never got my money back. I had to get somebody else to get my hard drive back for me. you know, yeah. So it's it's you got to be, like I said, this is a business, so you have to handle it as such. If you're doing a business with someone, you can give them a deposit, get everything in writing that you expect. I did have a contract, so I could have easily taken those people to court, but I just never did. But going forward, you better believe if it's anything like that, we going to court. I already
Yes.
have a lawyers on deck, so I would say if you're getting in this business right, and you're going to do a deal with somebody, always make sure everything is in writing. And then
Yeah.
you never pay them everything up front. You
Mm.
give them a deposit if they require that. Give them a deposit, but the bulk of it should be on the end after they finish, because they're not going to hand it over to you on a hard drive until you have the money. So that's a fair exchange. So those are lessons learned. But yeah, I would say just make sure you have everything in writing and you don't give them everything up front.
Oh yes, absolutely. So yeah, for everybody listening, take heed to what she's saying, and do your due diligence on people too.
Yeah, yeah.
Get some references, ask for some resume. Now, for me as a PR person, I put my testimonials out there. Like when
Hmm.
people say, Jay, he does a good job, boop, boop, blah, blah. And plus, y'all see me busy anyway.
Yeah, you sure do.
Y'all, yeah, I'm always, uh, definitely shout out again to Brent. He asked, he's showrunners. Um, I believe Shakina Diaz, who's in Blacktopia, at least she's a showrunner. She can correct it if I'm wrong, but she's in Blacktopia. But what about you? Because that's just pretty much what they call like the television producers now, right? The ones who are the creators, they just call them showrunners now, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Hmm.
Or it might be a television producer with extra steps. The creator would, yeah. But any off top that you would like to share that you know of? I mean, you ain't got to say names until you book a session, but, but
I don't, not off the top, not off the top of my head. No, I
yeah,
don't.
okay, okay, yeah, definitely, and put that out in Blacktopia too, Brent, because I know I believe, like I said, I believe I could be wrong. She say it herself. No, I'm not, but I believe she's a showrunner. Uh, yes, yes. So, anybody else? If you guys have comments, questions, anything, pop it over. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. You know, we don't bite. We already ate. So, so, so yeah, just say what you want to say. Um, yeah, yeah, because yeah. But going back to because we're bouncing around here. We're bouncing around. I just want to get back to the hip hop thing. Is there anybody off the top that you would like to cast that's in the hip hop community, or any old MCs or anybody that that other than the ones you already have, but just somebody that out there you love to put them in a.
Um, who's this? Well, I just saw that Lifetime movie with Remy. Remy did a good job in that. I just saw that the other day. That was last night actually. That was great. But I like, I go underground. underground with I like Scarlett, somebody like that. You ever heard of her, Scarlett?
Yes, yes, I'm following Scarlett. Yes.
Yeah, somebody like her, or even what's this girl's name? Young Ma. I've
Mhm.
seen her in some movies. She's a good actor too as well. Um, but anybody like that, because a lot of time I go for the look, you know, I go for that look. But off the top, and these are people that I've seen act, so I know they can act. But yeah, I would, like I said, I'm open. I'm
Yes.
I'm really open to whoever. They could just holler at me, you know,
Oh yeah.
and we can
Lord,
make it happen.
Lord Jamar. How about Lord Jamar? He acts. Probably might be easy to book too.
Oh yeah, Lord Jamal from Brand Nubians.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I like his look too. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And I think casting, people like that, that'll make also help the film go viral too,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
people
I
can see
think so.
that.
Hmm.
Yes. Oh yeah. We got to work on Scarlett. We got to get her on something.
Or maybe like Tretch, because Tretch is a great actor.
Yes. Yes. Stretch of Naughty by Nature.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody like him, I like him too. I like MC. Now I like, I'm trying to get for the last re-up. So we shot last re-up season one. It's ATL 2.0, and then this summer we're gonna be shooting last re-up season two, and I'm gonna be casting a lot of people for that one. And but some of the West Coast, I got some connections with some of the West Coast, like MC8 and them. I would love. I like MC8. I love. I think he gonna be in last re-up, and
Nice.
and Big Steel and a couple of them out there. Yeah, they gonna be in it for sure. But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm open to it.
Yes, yes. I know a lot of those West Coast rappers, since they being so close to Hollywood and some over there, they get them little small roles, like
Yeah.
and it's a lot of those guys still, trying to do stuff like Spice One and all of them trying to
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
sugar tea of the click, and so yeah, yeah, we got to make that happen. I want to see some MCs in some of your productions.
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
yes, we will do it. We will
Mhm.
do it. Yes, yes. Oh yeah, I think he tagged Maximilian Estevez is also available for filming too. He's global Grammy award winning in Jamaica. Oh yeah, you familiar with Maximilian Estevez?
Maximilian. Now, what is he? A cinematographer, DP, or
Brent put exactly what he does in the comment section.
the name sound familiar though? But
He has a huge following, so if he's easy to book, if the budget is nice, I guess yeah. Now Aisha, for people that have a script, right?
mhm.
That may not actually be a filmmaker, but they have a good script, or maybe like somebody has a good idea, like a producer or something like that, but they just don't have the team. How can they go about getting at you to direct their film, or do you offer, or you don't offer that to any outsiders?
I do offer those services like if you have an idea but you don't know how to turn it into a script. We do, I started doing like ghostwriting for people, music, uh, raps, rhymes, like we used to call it, songs, books. So yeah, we would write the script if they just have the concept. We sit down, we get together, and we just bang that whole story out.
Okay,
Um, and then if they need help like producing and putting everything together, I do that too. Um, and then we could shoot it. So we can do the whole thing from start to finish.
nice. Okay, okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
So for anybody that has some ideas, you don't know what to do with it, or you might have the script, you need the director. Definitely holler at the director, Aisha Brown. And like I said, if you have any more in-depth questions, definitely book a session with her. And we'll be putting together some seminars as well. So for aspiring filmmakers, people that might have ideas but they don't have the film out yet, for the people that even for actors and actresses that want to get more roles. Iesha has the information for you that you could use, you know. And we'll be dropping more information like that on the Tubi Takeover, in Blacktopia, in all the platforms that's connected. So so if you're in the circle, if you're in the ecosystem, you need to be learning something. You picking up some wisdom, pick up this game, pick up this ism, like they say.
I'm really gonna be tapping in like on the seminars on like, okay, I got a movie, I finished it, okay, and I want to get it on the platform, but not just the distribution side, but like what are the elements of that I need to make sure my film has in it that my film is gonna take off.
Yes.
That was one of the things that I feel like I unlocked that secret. You know, I feel like I unlocked it. So
Mhm.
those are things that I will be sharing in the seminars. Like, okay, we did it, or we got a movie, all right. But that's just the beginning of it. Now we need to make sure that this movie got the right stuff in it to get people to watch it and stay watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. Now I know there are some things you aren't like necessarily a fan of, but you know it might do well on certain platforms, right? Because I
Hmm.
know in a previous hold on, where you at? The window jumped. Okay, yeah. I know you said you weren't into like science fiction or you not into the superhero genre. Not really into supernatural, but I know you did the vampire stuff though.
Hmm.
What about somebody who has like they do a genre of film that may not be your cup of tea because of the genre, but it's actually a good like I mean, would you know it's a good well, I guess people you know a good film when you see it. You know, it doesn't
Hmm.
even if it's not your cup of tea or your genre. But like, would you just completely shy away from people like that and pass?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't because it's still, depending on the genre, you still, I still would shop it, still would
Yes,
shop it. But I'm knowing what they looking right, what they looking for right now, though. Even though it may not be that, and then I think it's all in. If they do pick it up, it's all about you as the filmmaker. You have to market it though.
yes,
So you have to put some money into marketing yourself once once the distributor pick it up and they say, okay, yeah, we're gonna take it. And then now Tubi picked it up, you have to be willing to market it, especially if it's not those genres that the bulk of the Tubi audience is that's their genre. Thriller and drama, those two right there.
hmm yeah. I see. Yeah, yeah, thriller and drama, and a lot of the kind of like the gangster movies too. Seem to
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Hmm.
Oh, yes. Now, with your current releases, I'm bouncing around, but
That's
with your
okay.
because some of the stuff is just
Look,
nasty.
I'm bouncing with you. Let's go.
Yes, yes. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tag it. I'm gonna get y'all connected. Um, with your current films, um, Bishop Bling, Playing in My Face, Arrogant Bastard, Crooked Suits, and Bloodsuckers. Really? That's not a new
Um,
one. Bloodsuckers.
Bloodsuckers was a little before those. Those were like off the four that dropped at the same time. Those four right there.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the Fantastic Four, now I know they all your babies. You can't pick a favorite baby. You know what I'm saying? You can't let the siblings know that. Which is what you feeling of yourself right now? What are you patting yourself on the back for right now? Like, I did this. Y'all need to watch that. I did that. Which film would that be?
um, I don't know. I go back to I say playing in my face.
Mm,
I like playing in my face. Because it was the first time that I actually got like a little small team. Because up until then, was me doing it. I was the camera person. I acted in it. You know, I was everything in it. I did everything. Put it
Yes.
together, produce it, act like the Horror Next Door and all those movies. Everything before Playing in My Face was all me doing everything. So I would say Playing in My Face was the first time I got a team to help put it together. I
Yeah.
produced it. I still produce it. I wrote it, acted in it, same thing. But I just had other people um, for audio, say for editing, and just the story and Playing in My Face because it was based off a true story. I say that I love that one. I love all of them, but to read out, that's the best one I think.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. For everybody that's checking it out, it's available on Tubi to stream. So you guys definitely check that film out. You know.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes. Now I see you work with Sakari a lot.
Yeah.
Judith, she's one of your mainstays.
Yeah, because she's from where I'm from, the Bronx. She's from the
Yeah.
beginning. I met her from the beginning of this whole thing. When I was doing web series, um, uh, she was one of my. She was in. I had a web series called The Last Re-Up. That's still on YouTube. And then I had another web series called Bad and Bougie. That is still on YouTube, and Bad and Bougie is on Tubi as well. One season of it. But I met her during that era, and she was in all of those. She was in every movie I had, except maybe Arrogant. I don't think she was in Arrogant Bastard and Crooked Suits, but she was on and everything up to even Bishop Bling.
Mm.
Yeah, she was in everything else. So yeah, yeah. So I like I said, we from the Bronx, and I met her. I know her years ago, from when I first started doing my web series, like 2014, somewhere around that. Yeah.
Okay, is she? Well, I mean, she got to be easy to work with since you've been working with her. But
You know what? She's a triple threat because she's a hell of a singer. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know. Which I know
Yeah,
she got a
she's an
label.
artist. She has a beautiful voice and she has songs out. As a matter of fact, she did the soundtrack for me for which movie was this? I think it was the web series The Last Re-Up. Jokes on Us. I had another movie called Jokes on
Jokes
Us.
from us.
Yeah, and that's a shout out to Blunt and Sister JJ. They were we all three of us produced it. We did everything ourselves, just three women.
Mm.
We produced it, directed, filmed it. Well, shout out to Isaac because he was a camera guy, but JJ was the director. We produced it. We acted in it. We wrote it together. Um, yeah, so Sakari did the soundtrack for Jokes on Us.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's a so I call her triple threat because she sings beautiful voice, and she's also an actress, and she also does like podcasts and stuff like
Yes.
that as well. She's a writer.
Mm-hmm.
She got some books that drop. Yeah, so I always call her triple threat.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely shout out to Judith Sakari, Suki Suk. Yeah. Whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah. 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 She does it. She does her thing. Yeah. She always shows love and
Hmm.
Blacktopia and stuff like that. So definitely want to show that love back and good to see she's in your productions and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. You said your New York crew come down to Georgia. They
yeah.
rock.
They
Okay.
do. They come down every time we film. So like we doing this. The next one is so we did a little. We didn't really get a chance to finish the whole thing, but the other Iesha Brown, she did. She got one called the Queen City,
Mm,
and they call her Queen. Like I said, she's from Charlotte.
yes.
So we filmed. She came to Atlanta, and we did some. We didn't get a chance to finish the whole production, but we got some. And that was in May. That was like right. I was still in school too. I was like, oh man. But um, so they kind of got a little bit of time off too. And in July we jumping right back in, so they'll come down because they came down for that. So They'll come down and we just knock it out. And then I met some people along the way since I've been here now. So I got other people that I add to my team, and they live in Atlanta.
Okay.
Hmm.
Nice. All right. All right. Yeah. So we covered a good amount of stuff. You know, I definitely appreciate the conversation. We're gonna book some sessions, and we're gonna get started on those virtual seminars. So for everybody that's a member of the Tubi Takeover, or if you're not a member of the Tubi Takeover, join the group, because
Yeah.
we're going to be posting information in there. We're going to post information in Blacktopia.
Hmm.
For everybody that's trying to get their films off the ground, for all the actors and actresses that's trying to get more work, for people that just want to keep this Black film industry ecosystem running. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into all of that. And for
Yeah.
anybody who want to book some one-on-one time with Iesha Brown, now she'll speak to you. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? But if you want to get in depth, book a session. You got to book a session. Get your cash app ready, whatever you got to do. Yeah, yeah.
And look, that's what I want. That's what I was telling somebody when I first started, and even since I've been down here, I've always had to. When I was in, I remember I was in New York, and I used to sell books. I told the story a lot of times, but it's really true. And I ran into, shout out again to Relentless Aaron, who's an author. He's a serial. He calls himself a serial entrepreneur. He does it all, but he's very, creative and artistic. And he was out there promoting his book, and I ran into him, and I was like, man, I want to learn how to do this. I want to self-publish my stuff, you know. And he told me, and I was waiting for him to give me some, some tips on how to do it. But he said, look, I got a book right here I'm selling how to self-publish, and it was a skinny pamphlet about 10. I still have it. It's still maybe about 10 pages,
Mm-hmm.
and he said this will show you how to self-publish yourself. And I couldn't wait to get home and read that book, and I followed it from the front to the back, and I was up and running. And I'd say about a week, I was up and running. I had my own publishing because you got to. He just tell you all the steps, and I'm saying that to say that he charged me $15 for that book. So I couldn't get mad at him because he didn't want to. He wasn't going to just tell me, "Oh, you do this, you do." He wasn't going to do that. He
Yeah.
said, "But I got a book right here. If you buy that book." So I got the book, and then I read the back because he could just be saying anything. I wanted to let me just, and then when I looked and I saw all the information, I said, "Oh yeah, I'm getting it." And then when I got down here, I met another brother. Even though I already know aggregating, I know a lot of the about distribution and a lot of the business, but he put me on to some things that I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I was talking to him. He said, "Well, book a session,"
Yeah.
and I booked it.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you got to pay for information. It's okay. It's okay
Yeah.
because those times are gone that people gonna just sit down and just tell you everything from A to Z how to do something. That's not gonna happen no more.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to invest in yourself. You know, because look, after I did that, and he saw that I was, he helped me, but then I'm helping my own self. And he saw
Mm-hmm.
that, and he's like, you know what? The next sessions or whatever, you don't even have to pay.
Mm.
You know, and I would do the same thing. Depending if I see that you're willing to invest in yourself, then everything is not always about money. You
Yes.
know, so but you have to be willing. $50 is nothing to really get us to level up. I paid $15 for that book, and I made $15. I sold so many books once I had my posting. I mean, hundreds of thousands of books. you know. So that $15, so you have to be willing to invest in yourself and not be, oh, they charging. Yeah, yeah, information costs money.
Yeah.
That's just the way
Exactly.
it is.
That's I mean, shoot, people pay for school, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they go to school and don't even learn half the stuff they didn't know.
That's a good point. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Shout out to the people that's commenting. Yeah. Essence, if you're viewing this, I sent you the actually if you have a little more time, Iesha, I wanted to get you actually talked to you've had Essence on your show before.
I did. Well, you could, if she's on there, you could bring her on.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring her on so y'all can
Because
chop
I think she asked me a question and I think she inboxed me. But yeah, definitely, yeah, I did interview her in the very beginning. I think.
Yes.
To be takeover, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She did a 2B takeover. Yeah, I'm trying to get her on because she wanted to say a little something. And also for anybody that's hold on. Yeah, definitely join the 2B takeover. Don't join the 2B. Whatever I was about to say, join the 2B takeover. Yes. Because that's where it's all going down. If you want more information on how to how to tap into the seminars, definitely do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Iesha's going to be dropping a whole lot of knowledge. She's going to be helping a whole lot of people out. And if you guys need the help, you guys got to join. Y'all book the sessions. Y'all join the seminars, and also mix and mingle with a lot of people we talked about. Oh, I also want to say this too. We got to get Libby Williams in one of your films very soon.
Yeah, man, if I was, I had the perfect one, but I already cast. But I got this one coming up. I'm gonna put her in this one coming up if she's available in July. If
Definitely.
she's available, because I love her look. I we definitely connected when I think I interviewed her, right?
Yes,
yeah. I love her, man. I'm gonna get her on this one. She be so quiet that because if I was thinking, I tell you, I would have cast her in this other one that's coming up that I'm doing, in about 3 months. I think she would have been perfect for it.
Mm-hmm.
Person I got is a good fit, but she would have been a good fit as well. But I got it in July.
Yes.
If she's available, I got a part for her in this one.
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that.
This might be a little different though from what she's used to, but I know she's open, because I can go. But this one is thriller, kind of a little bit of street stuff in it. Got a little bit of comedy in it too.
Yeah.
This one is crazy, but it's really gonna be. I'm looking for. I ended up writing this one in like 2 days because I was so motivated by the title. And I don't really want to put that out there until I got everything together because people be biting, man.
Yes.
The next thing you know, they got the same title you got. Same movie, same title, same movie title. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of hushed because there's another plane in my face out there. Matter of fact,
I was about to say that because when I went on IMBD, it was something I'll check. I went on IMBD and I saw the other plane in my face, and I was like, "Hold up now!" And then there's another. There's also another arrogant bastard too, right? There's 2 arrogant bastards.
I don't think so.
Because I had seen when I wait, hold up. Yours is the one where they're walking across like the Beatles. Yeah. But there's another one that shows like I don't know. I think I was clicking fast. It might have been something else. It might not even.
Well, you know what? I did use 2 covers though.
Okay.
I used 2 different covers. One had 2 females in in a red dress, and a guy. That was one. That's just for promo. But the real cover was the guys, and I tried to do the thing of man when you see. I tried to do that. That's what I tried to do on the cover.
Okay, yeah, that like the evolution of
the evolution, yeah.
Yes, okay, yeah. I said the Beatles, but yeah, well, I think they did something similar, like an evolution. Yeah.
Oh, they did that too.
Yeah, one of the Beatles album covers got the walking across the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, that's dope though. That's dope. But now, for people that's just tuning in, Iesha Brown, which this is how she draws inspiration for the films. She comes up with a title first,
Yeah.
and then she writes around the title like, "Oh, that sounds like a good movie," and then she puts it together like that.
And I help, and it's another thing. This might sound what I help people with to come up with great titles. You know, um, yeah, I help people come up with great titles. You know, they book me and we just have a session brainstorming. Tell me a concept, and we just, and I help people come up with titles because titles, people sleep on titles. Titles are extremely important for the
Yes.
success of your film. Titles,
Hmm.
unless you're a known name and you got people in there like Jay-Z or Denzel Washington, or they could have any title and the movie still be successful. But for us independent filmmakers, you need to titles are very important.
You're right. Absolutely, absolutely. Because you got a basic title, a lot of people ain't gonna grab people like that.
Right, right.
Oh
So if
yeah.
you need help for a title, hit me up. Hit me
Yeah.
up and let's work.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Now, I also want to ask you this too. As far as the business, now we know aggregator, producer, filmmaker, screenwriter. Is there another level that you're working on right now that you may not have another you may not have that crown, but you're trying to work to get that crown too? Is there anything else you adding to the plate?
I think for sure it's the seminars and that kind of arena, like showing people how to do certain things. I've
Yes.
never really been in that. I've just always just told people, hey, you do this, do that. I never really had seminars, so that's different for me. Um, and I'm just trying to, set myself up so that I'm in a better position to make these different kind of moves that I have in my head that I really want to do. So I'm just trying to set myself up. But I would say the seminars, webinars, that's like a new space for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna have to set up the first one very soon.
Yeah.
You know. Yes. Yes. Is there any particular subject about the film industry that you would like to touch on that first one?
I'm gonna be talking about distribution. That's gonna be my first one, distribution. Um, and what are the things uh, they look for and those kind of things like that. I think that'll be the first one because a lot of people have stuff and they just don't know what to do after they finish.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of people reaching out to me about, okay, I got a film, then what? So yeah, I think that I want to start with that. In that, I will be talking about like once you get picked up, these are things you need because when I when somebody hires me as an aggregator, I kind of walk them through that whole process. And when I first started, I had somebody that was an aggregator for me, and all they really did was connect us. Then they just drop it, and then I'm on my own. And then I'm like, I don't know what they need, and I don't know how to get. They really didn't say, well, you need to do this, you need to do this. I do that though. I walk them through, and all times they call me anytime and I leave my phone open. Hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do? And I show them that. So in the seminar, I want to show people how like once you have this finished product, that's really the beginning of everything. Now you decide what you want to do. I want to get distribution. Distribution is not only streaming. You can have yours in movie theaters.
Yes.
I want mine in the movie. Stuff like that. And I can show you that too, and how you can actually do tours, go from state to state, city to city where you live. It's a lot of different ways, but you know, so because a lot of people, like I said, they come to the end of it like, all right, I finished the film. Okay, I don't know what to do. I mean, how can I get it so people can see it? You know, and there's a lot of things you can do. I know people moved away from the DVDs and all, but I know some people that still do that.
Mm.
Get DVDs made, you know. But I don't know if people have, because I don't have nothing where I can watch a DVD. I think you can. I think you can watch it on what, like Sony PlayStation or something.
PlayStations, yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and now a lot of those they're getting rid of the discs because everything you got to go to the e-shops to buy the games. So now it's like there's no more really discs for.
Oh, see, so I don't know. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
but it's more than just streaming. You can. It's other things that you can do with the movie. Like I said, you can get it in theaters. You can stream, and and it don't always have to be Tubi. It could be it's bigger platforms. Um, so and then you can do. Some people take their films on the road. I've seen people take their film and turn it into like plays, do it kind
yeah,
of live, do it live, like almost like a hip hop.
like a hip hop. Uh-oh. Well, yeah. For Iesha could talk to you about that too, the plays and everything. So yeah, she blacked out for a minute. Um, I hate to wrap it up without knowing what's going on because she was spitting, and we want to give her the mic back. But if you're in the comment section and you want to chop it up, definitely do so. Put something in the comment section. Thank you all for tuning in. You know, also, if you want to keep stuff like this going, you can make a kind donation to the Cash App. I got the Cash App there at the. Oh yeah, she got it. Maybe she'll pop back in. So we got the Cash App down at the ticker. Um, for J Coleman, 1982. $sign in the beginning of it. Okay. So yeah. Jump on. Let us know. And when she gets ready to do the seminars, I will let you all know. It'll be in the Tubi takeover. Yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, definitely feel free to speak what you need to speak in the comment section. Oh yes, we got Iesha back. Definitely.
Okay, there we go again. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, glad you're back. You were spitting. Do you remember any of the talking points or what you were saying before that happened?
Before I was rudely interrupted by the streaming.
Yeah.
What was I talking about? I think I was talking about the seminar and like what would I think you said what would I which one would I do first? And I said I would do like distribution because there's different more than streaming, there's different opportunities that you can do. I'm trying to get this in a good position. Sorry. Let me see. But yeah, so I was talking about the different avenues you could take with distribution.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So that's the first thing we'll be discussing.
Hmm.
Setting that up very soon. Um, okay. Looks like the chat room has died down. There's still people popping in and out on the platforms, on YouTube, on Twitch, people on Facebook as well, So yeah, he's just kind of popping in and out, but this is a good little place to wrap it up.
Okay.
Iesha, if there's any last minute things or anything that we didn't touch on that you would like to touch on right quick, you're welcome to do so.
I just want them to, check out my work on, Bishop Playing in My Face, Bishop Bling. So Playing in My Face is on Tubi, and Bishop Bling is on Tubi. Um, Crooked Suits is on YouTube and I'm sorry, not YouTube. It's on Amazon Prime and Tubi. And The Arrogant Bastard is on Tubi and YouTube. So definitely check it out, y'all. I definitely appreciate it. And make sure you join this Tubi Takeover group because I'm really going to I want to offer the people in the Tubi Takeover group the exclusive to the seminars first before I just open it up to the public. So that's one of the benefits of being a part of the group. So make sure you join.
Definitely. Make sure you join. I'll be posting stuff in the comment section, in the posts. So if you guys can't find the group or you find another Tubi group and automatically think it's that one, I'm going to point you in the right direction to the right one so you can get in the group.
Mm-hmm. And follow me on social media, on Facebook, Iesha Brown, the director, but you look for 180th Street Films because I said the other Iesha, they get us mixed up even on social media. And then on Instagram, the director, DA director, Iesha. But you'll see, when you see 180th Street Films, you know it's me. Okay,
Yes.
definitely follow me. I follow back.
Definitely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, definitely, Iesha, we appreciate your time and speaking that wisdom to the people that's streaming. Again, everybody, of course, I'm Jonathan Coleman of the Media Blast PR. If you need more publicity, more marketing, more promotion, more exposure for any of your projects, your services, your brand, anything like that, I'm the guy to talk to. Put you in front of different people, connect you, do all that stuff, get you write-ups on various platforms. So reach out to me, info@themediablast.net. Iesha Brown is one of my esteemed clients as well. And it's an honor and pleasure working with her, but y'all see me working with everybody.
Yeah, and you're good at it. So
thank
y'all
you.
Definitely link up with him. Get in contact with him. He'll definitely put you where you need to be. He'll get you in front of people, and that's the most important part of it, right there.
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. All right.
Thank you so much for having me. I definitely appreciate it. Always an honor and a pleasure.
Definitely. Thank you as well, Iesha. And for everybody streaming, you don't have to go home, but you got to get off this thing. Good night.